I keep a couple killers around me when I move, 'cause I don't really mess with a lot of these dudes. You wanna rob me, but I might rob you. So when you see me, you gon' see my goons. What's up, y'all? Are you a gooner? Not a goner, a gooner. I know, new terms, 2025, new shit. Are you a gooner? When you masturbate, do you do it for a long extended time? Do you edge when you masturbate? Would you consider yourself a bator? Get it? Masturbator. Do you consider yourself a master at baiting? Do you? Because if you do, then you probably see yourself as a gooner. And this episode may be for you. Linkinwitrobby. So dude hit me in my DM, right? And I'm just like, all you niggas freak out, and that's just all it is. First off, girl, fuck him. You are now listening to Linkinwitrobby. First things first, what's up, everybody? Welcome. Bring it on in. What's up, everybody? As you may or may not fucking know, this is the Linkinwitrobby podcast. And right now, let's just get into some life updates. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, share. You know, get your boy some notoriety. You know what I mean? Get me out there, notoriety. I think I pronounced that right. The point is, I'm trying to get some engagement going, right? So, needless to say, all that aside, life updates. How has everybody been? How have you been? You been good? I've been great. First things first, Fantastic Four, went and seen it on Thursday. I took my little cousins, but really I was going to treat myself because anybody who knows me knows I'm a huge Marvel head. I don't know if anyone can see it. I have a Spider-Man poster. I'm a huge Marvel head. I love MCU. I like DC. I like comic book movies in general. And Fantastic Four was the first comic book I ever got when I was a jit. I swear, for God. It was the first comic book I've ever received. And with that being said, it ended up being like one of the first comic book movies I watched, I believe. You know, of course, because the Batman movies came out of the 90s, and of course I watched those. But Fantastic Four was one of the movies I went to go see as a kid in the movie theaters. The one that came out in 2005, I went to go see that one. Then 2007, went to go see that one. The one that came out in 2015, I let that bypass me. I don't even remember what it was about. I seen it one time. I could not tell you what happens from the beginning to the end. I watched it just off the GP because of one, I like Fantastic Four, and two, because Michael B. Jordan is my baby daddy and another life. So that's why I watched it, for him. And even his fine ass could not save that movie. But the one I just watched, Fantastic Four First Steps, was good as fuck. Like, you had Susan Storm, a.k.a. Sue Storm, a.k.a. Invisible Woman, a.k.a. Miss Fantastic, whatever you want to call it, Mrs. Fantastic, whatever. That bitch. You had her doing the damn thing. You had the Silver Surfer, who was the female version, who was doing the damn thing. You had Reed doing his thing. You had Johnny being delightful, being everything you want in a Johnny Storm. You had Ben killing it. And you had Galactus. Bitch, this movie was everything I could not dream for. Like, I think this was the best, by far, the best Fantastic Four movie. Not a lot of competition, but it's the best by default. Let's just put it out there. Marvel, MCU did what the fuck y'all had to do. Period. That's just that. Like, honestly, my favorite part of the movie, honestly, my favorite characters of the movie was Johnny Storm. I loved him the most. Then, of course, Sue. And then, of course, Silver Surfer. Silver Surfer was bad as fuck. She was a badass. Like, oh, my God. Like, everything she did from the time she appeared to the time she was done on the screen. Every time she was there, you felt her presence. I herald the end. I herald the beginning. I herald Galactus. Something like that. When she said that, bitch, I was like, I know I had seen it in the trailer, but it was something about seeing it in that movie that really just did everything for me. She was everything I needed. Like, she really took that movie to another level. And I had only seen the Silver Surfer and Rise of Silver Surfer within the last Fantastic Four movies or whatever. She took it to another level. I actually connected to this one. I didn't connect with the other one. I just thought he was just some weird alien guy floating around on the surfboard. But this one, I actually felt like, okay, she actually has some type of heart, a soul, a spirit. She actually has feelings. She has a thought process. She, she's empathetic to the humans, to, Johnny. It was just really a good movie. It really was. And every now and then I like to do something nice for. Pardon the background noise if you guys hear background noise. My cousins are in town, as you may be aware. And they're staying here, so pardon them in the noise. But anyways, I took my little cousins to the movies because they don't really get to do a lot of stuff like this. I remember when I was little, it was a big deal when somebody took me to the movies. So I made it my business to make sure I took them. And I think my youngest little cousin, this was her first movie that she went to go see. So she was really having a good time. She was really excited. She loved the Silver Surfer, which I thought she would. But nevertheless, it was a great movie. Honestly, 10 out of 10 recommend. Outside of that, so boom, a certain somebody. Nah, scratch that. Why is it when you niggas want to like get my attention, or say it's a nigga, or say you're a nigga that I haven't talked to or communicated with for a while, haven't heard from you, we probably fell off the face of the earth to each other, I don't know who you are, you don't know who I am anymore, we haven't connected. You take it upon yourself to randomly like at least 30 posts for me to get my attention. And it works. So niggas know it works. It works on me because typically I'd be like, okay, you clearly want me. What do you want? What's up? You want me to say something? You want me to react? You just like 30 pictures, some even from 2 years ago. Okay, cool. What's up? How you doing? Yeah, like a certain guy that I used to talk to or whatever the case may be was liking like all my pictures on Instagram and my videos. And I'm just like, dude, you ain't paid these videos and pictures near my attention. This whole time I've been posting them for the last few months, and now you want to like them? What's up, bro? What is this? You got my number. Why you playing around? What's up? You want to say hey? Say hey. What's up, boo? You don't want your man to know you looking? Tell him I said what's up, too. This damn XSL. I'm telling you right now, y'all better get into it. Get into it. It is so good. I had to go back to my BlackBerry because I told you last time I had mango. Did not do me right. This BlackBerry, yeah. Silent applause for that one. Because it's doing what it's supposed to fucking do. And that's quench my thirst. Yeah, quench my thirst. It's doing that. It is. Yeah. But back to the other nigga. The yellow bone nigga. You want to holler at me, just holler at me, bro. I don't bite. You know that. Anywho, because the XSL about to make me say some things I'm not supposed to say on here. This supposed to be PG-13. PG-13, even though I'm in my underwear. Okay. But anyways, outside of that, any other things going on? I'm still doing my little Facebook dating. I do have some guys I finally get my number out to. And it's one guy I'm really feeling. I really do be feeling him. He be working on the weekend, so he work different hours I work. But when we talk, and we just been texting, I think tonight I'm going to call him, though, because I want to see how he talk on the phone. But we just been texting, and that's been enough. Like, getting that text message from him every day, that good morning, hey, what's up, whatever, it's been making me feel a little special, a little smile on my face. I missed that little feeling. So, yeah, I'm back getting to it. I'm back in the swing of things, dating and trying to be cute and trying to have fun and trying to be outside. All that is coming back. I'm stepping back outside. I'm not going to be in the house forever. Y'all cannot keep me tamed. Even though I tamed my damn self. Hell, I put myself in the house. Ain't nobody put me in the house. I put myself in the house so I can calm down, focus, prioritize, and discipline my mindset. And it's worked. Really, I've disciplined myself when it came to sex. I've disciplined myself when it comes to hanging out or doing any social activities. I financially disciplined myself. I've been really doing good. Only thing I haven't disciplined myself too much is the smoking weed, because we're not going to give that up. And as far as drinking, I stopped the hard liquor and I just went back to wine. So I've been disciplining myself one step at a time, but I have been getting some control of my life so I can control what the fuck go on. So by this point, we should be by the 10-minute mark or past the 10-minute mark. So let me go ahead and get into what I like to call gay shit, where we talk about gay shit. First things first, y'all. Fat Cat, the OnlyFans creator, content creator, porn star, whatever you want to call him, he gone. He's leaving Twitter. He has finally announced his I don't know what you would call it. I guess I don't know. He's finally announcing his departure. I don't know. Let me go ahead and read a statement from him. To my fans and supporters, some of you may have noticed that I've been absent from this app for the past 4 days, and it's one of the best decisions I made. So basically, I'm just gonna stop, 'cause I'm not gonna read this whole thing. It's way too long. It's a whole thesis paper. Like he submitted a thesis or something for a research paper. He did a lot. So basically, what he's saying is, social media. He took a break from social media, and with him taking a break from social media, he was able to see social media is a little toxic, and the places he's been on social media has been toxic. The people he's talked to on social media is toxic. Everything just toxic. Everything's negative. Somebody can post something and it be all kind of negative comments and reactions and responses, which is true. This is true. So he's decided to take a break from it or step back from it. Now, what was funny was all the comments literally saying, baby, shut up and just bend over, or shut up and show me your hole, or shut up and push it out. Everybody's saying everything but listening to what he's saying, and that's what he was trying to tell y'all. Y'all don't look at him as a human, and y'all just so disrespectful. Y'all treat him any kind of way. But even me, I was like, I'm not gonna read all this, baby. Is you gonna post some more? Is there more content? Because, baby, I'm not here for your I don't tune in. Let me put it like this. I don't tune into Fat Cat for his words of wisdom. I tune into Fat Cat because he got a fat ass. That's why I tune in. Ain't that why you tune in? I know that's why I tune in. So I applaud him for taking this courageous leap of faith of getting off social media. But as long as the content continues, we see each other and we good. I don't have no problem. Go ahead and do your thing. Another thing that came out today, well, not today, this past week or so, Keith Lee. So Keith Lee is like somebody who's huge on content creators. You know, he's a content creator. He's a streamer. He does a lot of food reviews, right? But on top of that, he's caked up in the bag. I can admit he got a fat ass too. Speaking of fat asses, right? Like Fat Cat. I'm glad I transitioned from there, because he does resemble Fat Cat in a way. Anyways, needless to say, he got a fat ass. And he posts his fitness videos. He posts when he's at the gym, and he did a little TikTok thing. Snatch him in before we fuck him on his back. Whatever the shit called. You know the song. We don't want him. And then he don't want him. You know that song that's on TikTok? He basically made that little viral dance or whatever with the whole, you know, I'm gonna fuck him on his back thing, right? But he was already known from the food reviews and stuff. But the gays and a lot of the girls, because I did see a lot of girls, have a tendency of whenever he posts his body and we could see his ass, it's not like he's posting his ass. He's literally just posting just regular shorts on or something. And he just so happened to be built. Like the way he's built, he kind of pokes out. Everybody has to comment and say, oh, we know what you're doing. You trying to get us to look. You trying to I don't be thinking like that. When he make his post, whatever, hell yeah, I like his post. Hell yeah, I love his post. Hell yeah, I be tuned in. I don't be assuming he's doing it for my approval or my validation or for my praise or any of that. He's doing it because he's looking at his body progress. I follow a lot of people that work out in the gym. I follow a lot of people that's big on fitness. And a lot of things they post can come off as, I guess you could say, provocative because their body is there. But that's not what the post is about. So you play the field accordingly. You know, you don't step out of line. You don't say anything disrespectful or unnecessary. You know what I mean? But a lot of people feel like he's gay baiting or he's queer baiting or he's trying to get the gays to respond a certain way to his posts and stuff like that. And I don't think that's what he's doing. Unless he was to post a picture of him doggy style with his ass spread. How else am I supposed to think that's what he's doing? Now, what's queer baiting is what Yaz the Greatest is doing, but we're not getting into him. What Hakeem from Empire, that's queer baiting. What Keith Lee doing, he's not queer baiting. And he had to get on social media and let y'all know, like, hey, some of y'all need to calm down. I'm a married man. For fuck's sake, the man is married and a hetero. He's straighter than all straight. Even the videos he be posting, they don't be like flaunting his ass. He just has a huge ass. So his physique, it just shows itself. Reminds me of like how men for so many decades, and I think things have changed a little bit, would always be like, well, she dressed like that, so that's why I had to assault her. You see where I'm going with this? Because the gays have been doing a thing that's like, well, he know what he's doing because he's showing off his ass. Okay, if he has a naturally fat ass, what is he supposed to wear? A robe all the time? What is he supposed to wear? Like extra sweats? What is he supposed to do? Hide his ass because you're watching? That's so creepy. It's like, that's creep behavior. And it's right around the corner for some perv behavior. You know what I mean? And we're going to get into some pervy conversations later because I have some things to talk about. But needless to say, let me move on to some more things because I do have more things to discuss. So we have our Ask Robbie segment, right? Where a few questions are asked of me and I like to answer them. So let's get into this first question. First question off the bat. What do you prefer in the pubic area for your man and for yourself? Hold on. Let me read it the right way. I'm going to read it the right way. What do you prefer in a pubic area for your man and for yourself? Do tell us. All right. Well, Jameson, I like to say, when it comes to my man, I don't want him too trimmed up and I don't want him too fuzzy. I want to be able, when I go down there with my mouth, that there will not be any hair in my teeth or in my tongue. That would be the preference. You don't have to be super duper bald, but it need to be trimmed and neat. And I like to keep mine the same way. If I can show y'all right now, it's very trimmed and neat. Everything is trimmed and neat down to my booty hole. I don't play that. I like it really neat. I like it very trim, clean, shaven, so I can get to everything I need to get to. I don't have time to be scurrying through the bush. I don't got time to be parting trees and moving wooded areas out of my way so I can get to where I'm trying to go. You see what I'm saying? I like it clean and shaven. So I like to keep mine clean and shaven. And I want my nigga to keep it clean and shaven. Now, if my nigga just happens to be somebody who is just extra hairy, then okay, he just extra hairy. That's not a deal breaker. It's cool. I just know that if I go down, I might have to dive in the forest. I might have to wiggle through some leaves or some twigs or whatever it can be. As long as there ain't no dingleberries, I don't mind. You know what I mean? I don't mind. As long as it's not dingleberries, because we stop at dingleberries. That is where we draw the line. Next question. I'm gonna move on to the next question because I think I basically answered that question. Is I like to be shaven, I like my partner to be shaven. Next question. This is a long one. Okay. It says, so I have this friend who is aggressively straight. Me and him have been friends for years. He know me as straight as well. Okay. You have a friend who's aggressively straight. You're also straight. Okay, it's the wording. It's the wording, but you're foreshadowing something. I see where you're going, but I'm not. Huh. Let me read it again. Me and him have been friends for years. He knows me as straight as well, but I'm not. And for a few months, our joke has been more sexual in nature and has led to a lot of conversation about preferences and types of things we're into. Well, I've been having this thought of just going for it and touching him sexually and seeing if it happens. But I'm also worried because, like I said, aggressively straight. So what are your thoughts? Okay. I was with you and I was kind of like, yeah, why not touch him? But when you say aggressively straight, are you saying that he's one of those like bro, or hate gay dudes, bros? Then don't do it. If that's what you're saying, don't do it. Again, like I was saying with the cruising episode, let him make the move. If you got a roommate or you got a homeboy that's straight and you're curious, unless he confirms he's also curious, don't make that move. Just allow them to make the first move. It's hard to base it off of judging it. And, you know, it's hard to judge based off of interactions you guys may have. Like you said, you guys have been joking around. Joking. Straight dudes joke all the time. They do the most gay jokes I've ever seen. Like, they love joking around being gay for fake. Well, yeah. Sometimes it's for fake, whatever. But they love doing that. And because they love doing that, it's hard to tell when they're just being a douchey bro or if they really want you to dish and they want to play in your hole. So you never know. You never know. And because you never know, you want to wait for some type of certainty. Based on what you told me on this message, this question that you had for me, it did not give me or lend me into the area of thinking that he's as curious as you are. I honestly think you have been projecting a lot of your thoughts onto this situation. Hear me out. Because you have been labeling yourself as straight. You know deep down you're not really straight. So when you're making these jokes from that place. You're not making it as just a regular straight homeboy. He's doing it from a different place. So you're automatically assuming that he's doing it from the same place you're doing it. So it's making you want to do things. He's just joking, and unless he's done anything for you to think it's anything more than a joke, or unless you guys have gone physical or he's gotten physical, there is no reason to think it's anything more than a joke, honestly. And for safety measures and to save from being in danger and causing any drama or friction with yourself, I just would not advise making a move or doing anything. Don't touch him. Don't try to open up and say anything too deep. Just continue doing what y'all been doing. Go with the flow. If something happens, let it happen. But don't ruin a friendship and don't make this more difficult than it need to be. This can go really bad. It really can. And I don't want that to happen to you. I don't know you, but I don't want you to go through that. We've all had to go through it, especially as gay men. And I don't think you should have to if you don't want to. Well, you shouldn't have to, put it like that. I hope I answered all the questions. I really hope I answered that question because we've all had that straight friend. I've had them, we've all had them, and we joke around, we play around. And in our mind, we're wondering, is there more? Sometimes it's no more. There's nothing more. Sometimes it is what the fuck it is, and we have to accept what the fuck it is for what it is. You know what I mean? You have to accept what you have in front of you. If you guys are just flirting and y'all just cool and y'all just chilling, y'all just play Xbox and all that, leave it the fuck at that. If anything else is gonna happen, it's gonna fucking happen. Don't mess with it. Don't bother it. Don't pressure it. If y'all are getting along, y'all cool, leave it at that. Why mess with it? Why mess with it? Unless he said something, I wouldn't mess with it. Has he confided in you about his sexuality? No, then I wouldn't mess with it. I just wouldn't. It can change the dynamic and make him less comfortable around you. I look at it like this. Straight men, it's hard for straight men to be comfortable around gay men because of society. Off the bat, society makes it hard for them to want to be comfortable around gay men. Society makes it hard for them to feel comfortable around gay men because they scared they're going to be questioned for their sexuality. So in that regard, I cherish the friendships I do have with straight men, and I don't be trying to ruin it. So I'm more cautious. I do. I make sure I don't go too far. I don't say the wrong thing. I don't try to, and I go off of his speed. Let him know, because it's his comfortability. I just want to make sure he's comfortable. As a friend, when you give a fuck about that stuff, you give a fuck about that stuff, and you make sure you do what you got to do. So if you cherish this friendship, you cherish this person, and he's not a bad person, from the looks of it, he doesn't sound like he's doing bad, don't mess with it. Leave it alone. Don't do it. Continue doing what y'all doing. And if anything goes sexual or physical, it will. And you won't have to force it or do anything about it. Okay. Let's get into our main topic, which is gooning, edging, baiting, all of the above. And for those who may not know, I have all the links up for Urban Dictionary so we can go over what these things mean. Because I know y'all may be wondering what the fuck this shit mean. So let's get to it. First things first, you may be wondering, what is a gooner? Like, what is gooning? What does it take to goon? Basically, a gooner is somebody who can watch porn for a long periodically time, masturbate for a long time, just sitting there, just beating off, but you're not, whatever. Just beating off, and you're just exasperated with the energy, and you're just enthralled with all the nastiness, the raunchiness. You're sitting up there having the most pervy thoughts, the nastiest, the freakiest. You're sitting there, you're just thinking to yourself, and ain't nothing better than a verbal goon now. So I'm a verbal goon type. So I'm the type that I'm going to be sitting there playing with myself, touching myself, moaning out loudly, saying names, giving scenarios, painting a picture. That's how I take my gooning experience. And then you have other things that fall in that same category of what gooning is. You have edging, and you have like a bator. Bator, short for masturbator. There's somebody who likes to bait, with the new position that they've declared new, sides, where you're basically, you don't want to do any penetration. You don't want to fuck. Sorry. You don't want to bottom. You don't want to top. You just want to do side stuff. So you want to sit on the side, stroke your meat. You want to sit on the side, do a little oral, just touch and watch foreplay stuff. And that's what a side would do. And so when it comes to baiting sessions, right? I'm saying a lot of things. I'm throwing a lot of stuff at you. So let me just rewind. So baiter, masturbator. Gooner, somebody who's doing it for a long time. So that's like a baiter who likes to do it for a real long time, right? Real imagination. Imaginatory. I don't think that's a word. Imaginative. There you go. Imaginative. Oh my God, I feel stupid as fuck. Whatever. You get the point. They can come up with all kind of scenarios in their mind, fantasy, right? And then you have edging. Edging is when you masturbate for a long time without a release. So that means so every time you feel yourself about to come, every time you feel yourself about to buzz, explode, all the words, you stop yourself. Stop yourself dead in the tracks. My ex, Mr. Johnson, taught me this. So basically, you sitting up there, you playing with yourself, you stroking yourself, whatever, jacking off, jerking off, all that good stuff, watching porn, gooning while we talking about it. We moaning, it's a bait session, it's all that. And every time you're about to feel yourself come, stop touching it. Let it go. Don't do anything else. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Literally, that's what he used to tell me, leave it alone. Just leave it alone. Don't stroke it. Leave it alone. And I would leave it alone and come back once I've calmed down, once I've settled, once my blood has stopped pumping. I'm not guys know when they're about to explode, it's like this rush that starts happening. It's a buildup because you're about to come. But the edging, it's for you to stop right before you hit that point. So right before you hit that explosion, the eruption, you stop. Everything calms down. And then you do it again. And then you stop. Everything calms down. And you keep doing this for a long time until you realize you've been gooning for like hours, right? You've been edging for hours. This bait session has been going on constantly, consistently for a long time, right? That's when you finally realize, okay, when I'm ready to release, I will release. And when I release, it's going to be amazing because you've held out. So the longer you edge, the longer you goon, the longer you masturbate, all of that, without finishing, without nutting, without coming, the better the experience is going to be when it finally happens. It's going to be as if it was the first time you've ever nutted. I kid you not. That is how it's going to feel. You are going to thank me for it. I promise you, if you've, even females, everybody, because females can edge too. Masturbating without releasing. Because yes, if I want to, I can nut in like 5 minutes if I want to. But if I also want to, I can sit up there and be playing with myself for hours at a time. It'd be 4 or 5 in the morning and I'm still stroking and I haven't nutted yet. That sometimes is what's tea. Some people prefer that. I'm just saying. Some people prefer that because it can be a social experiment, a social practice. I've done baiting sessions with other people. It's where circle jerks will come into play. You know, like what I spoke on last week when I said like you'll go to a park, cruising spot or whatever like that, and it'll be like 5-6 guys there. They're there all jerking their dicks, all stroking. Nobody's actually trying to come. We're just masturbating and edging. We're gooning. We're talking out loud. We're being verbal. We're saying, oh, yeah, nigga, beat that dick. We're saying, yeah, stroke that big fat meat. We're saying, yeah, oh, play with your balls. Play with your musty dick. You know, yeah, get on your knees so we can squirt on your face. That's a little bit different, but that does happen. But, yeah, like, honestly, I wouldn't consider myself so much of a gooner as I am more of a baiter. I do love a bait session. You might catch me on X or Twitter. I call it Twitter. You may catch me on Twitter because what they be doing is on Twitter they have these little spaces, and on the freak side of Twitter, because y'all ain't even know nothing about this, I'm giving y'all some new shit. On the freak side of Twitter, there be some spaces sometimes, like some bait session spaces where somebody's just hosting and they're baiting, and basically with them being baiting, they're jacking their dick, gooning, talking while they're doing it, and edging for a long periodic time. And other people will join in. People will join the spaces. If it's a public space, they'll join the spaces. They will join in with the gooning. It'll be dialogue going on between the two. Like, damn, your dick feels so good. And damn, keep stroking your dick. And ooh, damn, I can feel your ass around me. And ooh, your ass feel tight as fuck. And ooh, come lick me and suck me. And all that stuff be happening in that moment, in those sessions. And it just takes the experiment. It takes the experience so high. You guys do not understand. It is another worldly experience. And I'm pretty sure, I can't speak for everybody, but I'm pretty sure for the ones who get high and intoxicated and be under the influence when they're doing this, chef kiss, because that is only adding to the experience. I keep telling y'all, once you guys finally release and you nut, it is insane. It is insane how good it feels. It's insane how it really does take you to another level. I kid you not. I kid you not. It takes you to another level. It's just, how can I put it? When it comes to masturbating, it's an art form to it, okay? And some people do. Some people want to nut really fast. Some people want to nut slower. Edging actually helps. So if you're somebody who comes too fast when you're having sex, or if you would like to last a little bit longer, try edging. Try training your dick and your body and your mind, because it's a mind over matter thing. Training your mind to say, hey, just because I'm stroking my dick does not mean I'm going to nut. Just because there's friction right here does not mean I am going to nut. I am going to stop myself from nutting right when I get to that point. That way what happens is, even if it doesn't physically train you, mentally in the back of your mind, whenever you're having sex, when you're getting to that point, you're able to pick when you're getting there. You're able to pick up when you're there and when you're about to nut, and you can be able to not nut and stop yourself. You know what I mean? You can really play that role and do the things you're supposed to do as far as pull back, not pull back as far as like uncut, but like pull back and like say, okay, let me pivot. I don't want to nut yet. I want to hold on. You know what I mean? Let me switch positions. Let me pull out, start eating it. Let me start playing with it or whatever like that. All these different things play a role. So when I was younger, story time, when I was younger and I first started like masturbating and I first started watching porn, I used to time myself. So back then we used to be on Pornhub, right? Breed Raw and all that stuff. I used to be on Pornhub. I would look for Breed Raw videos. That was a production company, a porn company, I guess you could say. And I would always look for a video that had to be at least 10 minutes long, because I was to the point where it was like I was growing up, learning my body. And what I would do is I would be jacking off, and I had a whole routine down pat to the point where it'd be like by minute 6 is where I would lube up. Now, mind you, I've already been dry stroking. Insane concept. I've already been dry stroking up until that point of the 5-minute mark. Once I have hit 5-minute mark, I can now apply lube, oil, lotion, whatever I'm using to jack off, Vaseline, whatever. I can apply that in. Now, I don't allow myself to nut. I don't start nutting until after minute 10, because back then when it came to the porns, they used to have the oral and the foreplay for like the first 8 to 10 minutes of the porn. Because if the porn was like maybe like 20, 30 minutes long, then the first 10 minutes would be foreplay. If the porn was like 15 minutes long, then the first 7, 8 minutes would be foreplay. That's how they used to do it. And so by minute 9, 10, once the sex has really started, that's when I really start getting the high gear, and I'm like, okay, I'm stroking more. And once I have reached the point where I feel like I've been stroking for at least 15 minutes, then I will feel secure enough to nut. And it was to the point where it was like a press of a button. I can hold off on it and do other things while stroking. Like I could be stroking myself, watching this, listening to music or whatever like that, and calming down every now and then. And then when it's time, I get into a thing and I let it go. I let it fly. You know, I let it loose. I let it loose, baby. Y'all really got to get into this motherfucking wine. This wine's so motherfucking good. I can drink XSL every day of my motherfucking life if I wanted to. And I would, because this shit is to die for. To die for. I got my weed. I haven't rolled up yet. It's a lot going on. It's a lot going on, y'all. But outside of that, I used to train myself with these porn videos back in the day by timing myself, because I wanted to last long. Because even as a jit, you have this notion of, oh, you don't want to come too fast. You want to come longer, you know? And when you're first figuring out your body and you're doing things physically and you're actually having sex with other people, you start to realize that you don't have control over those things like you think you do. So that's when I started, when I was jack off and stuff like that, I started being more methodical, or, you know, more calculated about it, and making sure that when I do it, I'm doing it at a good timing. I'm nutting at a precise moment, and I'm doing this when I'm at my peak. That's when I'm thinking about it. So even when it comes down to edging or when I'm gooning or whatever, I always look at it as I've reached my peak. I don't think I am going to feel any more bad. I'm not going to feel bad. No more. How can I put this? This experience won't be any more grand now versus later. So I need to go ahead and do it. Like, the whole point is, when I'm edging, it has to get to the point where it's like, I can no longer hold it. I have been holding it for so long. I have to let it go. And when I finally let it go, I kid you not, because I'm not a shooter. I'm a oozer. So my nut don't shoot out. It don't squirt all over the place. I don't hit myself in the eye and stuff like that. But when I edge for a whole periodically time, I love saying periodically, when I edge for that time period, it's explosive. The nut is like, it's extreme. It goes everywhere. I'm shooting everywhere, and it just adds to the experience. And what even adds to the experience even more is when you're doing a bait session with other people. Oh my God, it is so hard to find somebody that just want to lay there and stroke with you. It is so hard because sometimes everybody want to do other things, and sometimes they want to do that. They want to fuck, or all kind of stuff can happen. I appreciate the side at that point because, yeah, sometimes I just want you to come over. Let's chill. Let's just smoke. Let's drink. You can stroke. I can stroke. If anything come from there, let it come from there. But we're going to be stroking all night. We're going to be chilling all night. We watching porn on our phones and everything else. That what me and my ex used to do sometimes. We would lay up all night long watching porn together. Me stroking, him stroking on our phones separately. Watching porn, enjoying ourselves. But it ain't easy doing that with everybody. So I haven't found anyone that really makes me want to get comfortable and take it there and do that type of thing. So I haven't been doing that type of thing. That's kind of something I've been doing at home by myself. And even then, it has not been enjoyable the right way, because at home by yourself, it can be fun, but eventually you just be like, okay, I'm just for the nut. You know what I mean? Sometimes I like to go get a hotel room just so I can do that and just be in there all night long, just playing with myself, watching porn, and gooning out. So yeah, I'm a freak. I'm nasty. What's new? I don't know. Nothing new about it. But yes, I do goon. Yes, I do edge. And yes, I do bait sometimes because I'm a baiter, a masturbator, as you may know. And so with that being said, like, yeah, I do enjoy doing this. And honestly, I would prefer baiting and edging and all that over sex any day. It's less work, less prep, less appointment scheduling, and less of a headache of dealing with somebody else. It's just me. I don't got to deal with nobody else. It's just me. So whatever I feel like doing, I set the tone. I shut it down when I feel like shutting it down. I turn it on when I want to turn it on. I turn it up when I want to turn it up, and I turn it down when I want to turn it down. It works perfectly because I am in charge. When you include other people with your plans, you no longer have control over the situation. And it can go either way. And when I'm having a bait session by myself, yeah, it's way better. So yeah, sometimes I like being by myself, and sometimes I like being with others. It really depends on the people. It depends on my vibe. And more often times than not, I'm going to enjoy all of those options before having sex with somebody, because having sex with somebody can just be so much, and it's an exchange of energies. When I am just having a bait session, we're just enjoying the vibe. We're enjoying the atmosphere, the aura around us. It's not so much, and we turn each other on. The atmosphere is what's turning each other on. The porn, the music, whatever. That's what's turning us on. And it's not so much of a direct me turning you on, you turning me on. It's more of a line of like, I'm doing my thing, you doing your thing. I see you with us sexy, you looking good. That's cool. Let's keep doing what we're doing. And that works like that, honestly. But for everybody that don't work, you know, for everybody that's not going to hit it, for everybody that's not going to take you there, and for those who's not going to take it there, I understand. But for me, baby, when I bait, oh, it's a date with oneself. I tell you right now, I go on a date when I bait. I'm so dumb. Like, why would I say that? No, like, honestly, like, I don't know. Some people be really just taking it too far with the gooning and the baiting and things. Like, no, I'm not going to be gooning outside your door when you're sleeping in your bed. No, I'm not going to be gooning while you're sleeping, standing over you. No. But if you are my partner, yeah, there are going to be nights when I go to sleep and I'm going to bust me a nut while you sleep next to me. Something about that is sexy. It is. And that's what I think with the gooning thing, because it's so imagination based, a lot of the times it can steer off into the pervy lane. I'm not really too keen of, I'm not really much of a pervert. Just more of a freak, it's a difference. But there are times where you do have moments where you're like, yeah, That's nasty, but it's sexy nasty. Like when it comes to sleeping or my partner being asleep and I'm awake or whatever like that, yeah, it's gonna turn me on to jack off laying next to them. Hopefully, I can jack off and get my nut without them waking up. But if I do wake them up, what if they join in? It's always that hope in the background, like hopefully they join in. And if they do, oh, it's gonna be a splendid scene. But most of the time, I don't want them to. I want him to stay asleep. That adds to the thrill. That adds to the excitement. That adds to the gooning experience. That's what I'm telling you. Being a gooner is an experience. Gooning is an experience. It is not just something you do. It's a way of fucking life. Masturbating, edging, all of that is a way of life. And I'm trying to tell you guys about it. It's a way of life. It is really a way of life. And it's not easy to master the masturbating. And it's not for everybody. I've met a lot of people that be like, oh, I don't like jacking off. We ain't gonna get along. I like jacking off. Okay? And there's gonna be a lot of nights where I'm gonna want to just jack off and go to sleep. I ain't gonna do nothing else. Not a damn thing. And you gotta be able to respect that. I'll fall asleep if you want to fill on my booty and nut while I'm asleep. Do that. I'm not gonna be mad at you. I've done it. I've had a partner and he fell asleep and I whipped my dick off and just started nutting. I ain't nut on his face. I ain't piss on him while he was asleep. But I bust my nut next to him while I rubbed on his booty. Yeah. I definitely did that. Gave him a massage and woke him up with a massage. And then got my nut. Yeah, I definitely did that. Yeah. I don't know, you guys. I'm saying so much, but not so much at the same time. I know I just really want to get on this topic and really touch on some gooning and baiting and edging, because I had kind of touched on the last episode with the cruising and stuff, and it's kind of right down the same alley. So this is more like a part 2, but I had to definitely get into this because next episode, I think I'm either going to talk about another relationship-based episode. So it's either going to be a relationship-based episode or something else. I'm probably going to dig into my collection of my topics and stuff that I like to talk about and go from there, pretty much. So yeah, on that note, be a gooner. Goon the fuck out. I keep a couple killers around me when I move. Y'all already know what it is. It's me and my motherfucking goons. And if you fuck with what I fuck with and you down for what I'm down with, we can goon together, bait together, edge together, and it's going to be a great, splendid time. An edge fest, one might say. Anyways, maybe it's a goonathon. You know what? I can name this episode Goonathon or Edge Fest, something around that line. All right, y'all. I've touched on enough. I've stalled enough, you guys. Time to go. And on that note, I did enjoy myself talking to you today. I hope you enjoyed yourself. And if you did, come back next Wednesday. Every Wednesday after that. Tune in to what I got to say. And yeah, just keep linking with Robbie.